This is going to sound controversial, but do not hire a garage door contractor that gives you a price without seeing your garage door first. Think about it. Would you let a doctor schedule your surgery without looking at your blood work? Of course not. Most companies just want your money, but we want to provide you value. That's why in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the system we use to transform your home with the perfect garage door, but without the blind estimates. Let's party. Okay, so we're going to do a garage door safety inspection for this customer. And we're going to be using the jobber forms or job forms in the Jobber app. And I have that set up right here for this specific customer. And I'm going to go through what we would be looking for with regards to a safety inspection diagnosis to this garage door. Let's get into that. So we're going to go ahead and close the door. How is the garage door balance? Manual lift tests. Let's see how the balance feels. It's not bad. It's good. It's pretty much at belt level, which is what we want. Yeah, it could definitely use an adjustment. So we're going to put failed there because it's not up to my standards. Let's see, what is the condition of the garage door sections? We have a damaged bottom panel, so they are damaged there. How are the hinges? Okay, so these happen to be AMAR hinges, and well, these are fine. I don't see any cracked hinges. I'm going to go ahead and look at the rollers as well. The rollers seem to be fine. Opening and closing the door didn't necessarily seem too hard. I'm going to go ahead and give them a worn rating. They do seem to be in good condition. Which numbers or how many numbers of hinges need to be replaced? I'm going to say none at the moment. What's the condition of the rollers? Those are actually pretty good. I don't see them rusted. I don't see them binding. I don't see they're going through a bad situation. What type of rollers are they? Nylon bearing, very good. How many rollers need to be replaced? I'm going to say none for this one. What's the condition of the vertical and horizontal tracks? They look to me to be good. I don't see any major wear and tear. They don't look super damaged. I'm going to say that they're aligned. See what else we're dealing with here. The bottom weather seal. Yeah, I got to take a look at that. Okay, the bottom weather seal is definitely worn, and I think it's an issue specifically because we've got some rains here in Southern California. So I'm going to say it's a good seal, but I will recommend that they do consider replacing it. What's the condition of the bottom weather seal retainer? It seems to be in good condition. We're going to go into the hardware and torsion spring system. What type of springs does the garage door have? Torsion springs. Yep. It looks like we have a pair of 225 30s. Very good. They're in good condition. I did check the cables earlier. I did not see any fraying or any visible wear and tear. I'm going to say fair visible wear. Drums look good as well. What's the condition of the end bearing plates? As I open the door and the torsion spring system, it seems to be working fine. The door opens smooth. What's the condition of the torsion tube? It is not rusted. So it's good and it's straight. Garage door motor safety. So we installed this garage door operator for this customer a few months back. So the type of garage door opener, it is a Chamberlain B6753T. So size of rail, it's a 7-foot rail for a 7-foot door. It's quiet. The sprocket assembly to the garage door operator. Normally I would check it, but because this is new, I don't think it's going to have any issues. I will take a look at those sprockets on some of the older ones, but for this specific one, I don't really worry about it. How does the drive mechanism to the rail look to the garage door operator? So this happens to be a pieced rail assembly to the garage door opener. I can tell you that it is straight, and I can tell you that it does be in good condition. So, and it's specifically asking about the belt or the chain to it. Yeah, and we do have proper tension to that. What's condition of the safety sensors? We have our safety sensors there. We have our sending light, which is the orange or amber. Our green sensor is the receiving light. It does blink when you pass through. How does a garage door operator respond after the safety reversal test? Let's go ahead and do that, right? Let's go and do a safety reversal test. So for the safety reversal test, you can use a 2x4, but I like to use my vehicle manual, specifically because it, with a 2x4 sometimes, I have had a customer say, hey, you scratched my door because you used the 2x4 for that. And it's just like, yeah, I don't want to go down that road anymore. Okay, so we're going to put the manual right in the middle. As the door closes, it should perform the safety reversal test and see if it passes or fails. Passes. Very good. That's a good sign. So what's the condition of the wall button? It is in good condition. What's the condition of the garage door remote transmitters? Because this is a new garage door operator, well, the remotes are brand new, so I don't have to worry about those either. So I'm going to say that they are good. What's the size of the garage door? 16 by 7. It is an insulated with windows garage door. This happens to be a poly-insulated door. What's the overall condition? I'm going to say visible wear and tear. It's currently not broken, even though that the bottom section is damaged and was hit. And based on the customer response, when was the last time the garage door was serviced? Roughly about 6 months ago. We did that service for them. What recommendations do we have for the customer? There's a couple of recommendations. Definitely adjust the balance to the door. I would consider replacing the rollers if they wanted to do that, just to get them a little bit more cycle life out of those rollers. Rollers don't last forever, so these nylon bearing rollers are rated for like 10,000 cycles. You basically want to replace them when they start to bind. These aren't too bad, but it's a recommendation to replace them if they wanted to do so. And just take into account that that bottom section, well, it's going to be like that. So in other words, they might want to consider down the road a garage door replacement, but if that's the case, then you're replacing springs, tracks, cables, new rollers, new everything. So where they're going to get their best bang for their buck, of course, they'll have to determine that. So I'll leave those recommendations for them there. I'll send those technician notes, and that's basically how we do our garage door diagnostic safety consultation inspections for our customers. We do that right through our Jobber app. Jobber makes it so simple for our customers to be able to get this information. Once this is done, it emails directly to them. They have it for their reference. They're able to make a better buying decision. I think this is just one of the main reasons why Jobber for us has elevated our game as a home service provider. Okay, so what I want to show you now is basically where to find in your Jobber app the ability to be able to set up job forms. So we're going to type in Jobber. We're going to go into their website, and I'm not sure if you can do this directly from the mobile app and from the tablet app, which is basically the mobile app. But long story short, I believe it's best to go in through the website app. Beautiful. So we've now logged into the Jobber account on the website. And so what we're going to go into first are settings. And in settings, you can find basically this portion right here where it says job forms. Now, job forms is going to allow you to start a new job form. And in here, you can click on new job form, and you can basically name the job form, add sections to it, which would technically be your catered diagnostic safety report for your specific industry, your specific skill set, and your specific customer. So the idea is that you can create a number of job forms that will be able to heighten your professionalism when you go out to specific jobs for specific customers. And I want to show you how to do that. So if you are interested in seeing that video, I want you to click this right here. This is the video that we'll get into, and we will see you there to go over how to set up your own specific job form so that you can, again, level up your home service business. As always, y'all stay safe.